I want to thank everybody for coming. My name is Bruce Starr. I'm a talk radio show host, for those of you who don't know me, and for the folks out in video land there. I'm so honored to be able to introduce Dr. Joel Wallach, and for so many reasons. One of the main reasons is that Dr. Joel Wallach was my first sponsor on my first radio show 25 years ago. And we sort of, not that we started together, because you were...
We bonded.
We bonded right away, and we helped build each other's reputations and businesses. You helped me. I was on the air for 2 years with you. Mm-hmm. And we found each other again at a recent expo, and it's just been great having you in my life again, and you've been so beneficial to me, being a sponsor and a supporter of my show that was on 95.9 FM. So I want to just thank you again for coming down to South Florida, and I appreciate it. I'm going to put this on you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Thank you. I do want to correct my name, though. I am Rocky Balboa. And of course, I was an athlete in junior high and high school in the University of Missouri, and so I'm going to talk about health and fitness and exercise, if that's okay with you guys. And obviously involves a lot of musculoskeletal stuff, and we'll talk about that and energy and these kinds of things, and we'll have a Q&A sort of as we go along here. Okay, basically what makes me different is I do have a degree in agriculture. I'm a veterinarian. I have a postdoctoral fellowship, the equivalent of a PhD in pathology. And I also am a primary care physician as a naturopathic physician licensed in Oregon and California. So I have those 4 degrees. And my thesis for my project, for my postdoctoral fellowship, which encompassed University of Missouri, Iowa State University, and Washington University. And my thesis was 20,000 autopsies, 10 million chemistries, 10 million slides of special stains, looking for pollution as a contributor to causes of death from natural causes. To make a long story short, the finding was that pollution had nothing to do with deaths from natural causes. Genetics had nothing to do to deaths from natural causes. Regardless of the species, all vertebrates were dealing with nutritional deficiencies. Every disease you can name, except for obviously trauma and infections and things like that, but all of the pre-existing conditions kind of things are all due to nutritional deficiencies. And that was why I got my 1,200-page thesis into a hardcover book. It's in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure, and I'm very, very proud of that. Then went on to become a primary care physician, so I could use that information to help people. Like I said, I did letter in junior high and high school and university in wrestling and football. I only weighed 110 pounds, but I had some advantages at 110 pounds in that I was taking all the known essential nutrients per pound of body weight. All vertebrates, and that came out of my study. That's the reason why my thesis, aka book, is in the Smithsonian Institute as a national treasure. My thesis showed that all vertebrates require 90 essential nutrients, thus the 90. And the 90 essential nutrients are 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids. And if you're missing any of these, or they're less than optimal amounts, you're going to get diseases. That's what it amounts to. And this is called epigenetics. There are no genetically transmitted diseases. Your genes, DNA, RNA, and telomeres do require minerals and vitamins and amino acids and fatty acids to do their jobs, because genes, DNA, RNA, and telomeres are just blueprints. They cannot make things without the raw materials. So we get ourselves into trouble when we're deficient, and unfortunately you cannot get everything you need from your food. I don't care how well you eat, I don't care how much money you spend for food. Trying to get everything you need by eating well would be the equivalent to putting dirt from Texas, 6 quarts of dirt from Texas in your car, and assuming there's going to be some oil in that dirt from Texas because it's dirt from Texas. Now, an insane person wouldn't do that to their car, but you do that to your body all the time. I'm eating well, bam, you're dead. Okay, so it's that simple. Okay? Well, athletes have a great place. They get to do what they love. They love their sports, and they especially in high school and university and Olympics and professional athletes. I mean, they get paid to do what they love to do. Now, athletes, you'd think they're fit, they exercise, they eat well, they have dietitians, they have personal trainers, they have sports medicine doctors. This is an ideal profession as when you're dealing with athletes. However, there's a negative. The average lifespan, when you take all professional athletes, when you take all professional sports combined, the average lifespan is 62, except for football is 51. Now, you've all heard of sudden death in athletes. Every sport, cheerleaders, every sport, whether it's gymnastics or track or basketball or football or boxing or wrestling, bodybuilding. In America, each year, about 20,000 athletes, from little Pee Wee League guys to Pop Warners to junior high, high school, professional, Olympics, and so forth, university athletes, they die, they just drop dead. They're dead before they hit the ground. Okay, and these are caused by nutritional deficiencies. Okay, I actually did 1,700 autopsies on kids under the age of 10 that died of this one particular deficiency, causes sudden hypertrophic cardiomyopathy heart disease. You're dead before you hit the ground. When you see an athlete that dies suddenly in practice or on the field or after they go home after the day of playing, they die at home, these are caused by deficiency of a single nutrient. This is published work, 1,700 autopsies. Okay? High blood pressure is not genetic. It's not genetic in any way, shape, or form. Sickle cell anemia is not genetic. Sickle cell anemia is actually a birth defect of the bone marrow cells. Mama's missing stuff when the bone marrow cells are forming, and so they only make dysfunctional hemoglobin. But if you look at slides, smears of sickle cell anemia patients, some of them will have 20% sickle cells, some will have 50% sickle cells on the slide, some will have 80%, depending on how much of the bone marrow is dysfunctional. Okay, so we do a lot better with a nutritional program for sickle cell anemia, for managing it once you have it, but it's totally preventable. Nobody should ever have sickle cell anemia because it's totally 100% preventable. But all women of all races have to take all 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 3 fatty acids for at least 6 months before they get pregnant, and then all through the pregnancy. Okay, because these nutrients are rarely found in the food. Now, white people also get sickle cell anemia, but in white people it's called thalassemia. And I ran into it in hummingbirds and deer and antelope and stuff. And well, how do they get it? It's supposed to be a genetic disease in black people. No, it's a birth defect of the bone marrow cells. You can take a woman with sickle cell anemia or a female animal, a man or a male animal with sickle cell anemia, have them have 10 kids or 10 babies, and there will not be one of them, if they're both getting the 90 essential nutrients, there won't be one of them be born with sickle cell anemia. But if they don't get the nutrition, you might get 1 or 2, but if it was really genetic, all of them would get it. And so when you see these things that don't fit the genetic theory and so forth, that's why.